Man for man, the British Defence Forces are as good as any in the world. They're very well trained, and some of their equipment is excellent. Some of their equipment is not excellent. But what is certain is they're an awful lot smaller than they, a few years ago. I left the Navy 30 years ago, and there was no doubt who the second deputy, the next people the Americans turned to in NATO at that time. They always came to us for help and support. Now they're not so forthcoming because we've become subscale. I'm afraid we're too small to be helpful to them. We haven't got enough people we can put in with the right equipment ready to go. So that must change, and we're going to start by spending more. We're going to raise defence budget by 2.5% 3 years, to 2.5% in 3 years, to 3% in 6. We're going to start by giving a jolly good pay review. It's not right that a private soldier is paid less than an Amazon worker, and so that must be put right. We're going to set up a veterans ministry to make sure that people who have served in the forces are looked after properly, and that includes the injured and those who've suffered from mental health problems as a result of their service. Soldiers in particular have been dragged through the courts by human rights lawyers trying to pretend that soldiers are police officers and that war zones are the streets of London or something. We will legislate to prevent this, the kind of suit which is vexatious and unreasonable. We just won't allow that kind of thing, so that will be banned. Okay. Then there are 3 other things that we need to do. First of all, we need to find a way of buying equipment without having a huge project which we specify something which is obsolete in 10 years. We need to find a way of contracting for and developing weapon systems that can be kept up to date, that can be kept as battle worthy in all respects, and we can supply ammunition for them. And that is a procurement, contracting challenge, but it's also a defence industrial base challenge. We have to find a way of making sure that those industries are profitable enough to 1, survive, and 2, to be scaled up should in the event of war. We're in a dire situation now in Ukraine, where we've been provoking Russia for years and years and years. Now that they've finally had enough, we find that we've given all our ammunition to Ukraine and the Russians aren't beaten yet. So we're going to have to respond very quickly and very intelligently. The other thing that we want to do in the long term is to make sure that our servicemen get good education, and like the Americans, provide education for their soldiers, sailors and airmen. They get their college fees paid. This is something that the British forces can offer to their personnel as well. So I think that's very exciting. I think that makes a good package for the armed forces and makes them a very attractive employer. So that's our defence policy. If you've got any questions, love to hear them. But otherwise, I hope you'll vote for me on the 4th of July. Thank you very much.